Okay.
Thank you very much. Go ahead and pull up the PowerPoint and get started in just a second. All righty. Can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Beautiful. All right, well, as I was saying, thank you for joining me. Happy to BiShvat. Really happy to tell you guys about community solar and this solar project located in Troy, New York. So now you may be asking yourself, what is community solar? And to answer that question, it's quite frankly the easiest way to join a renewable energy project. About a month and a half ago, with the help of Susan, we got the synagogue signed on to the solar project up in Troy, New York. And you may be asking, what does this entail exactly? So basically, a solar developer will build a large-scale solar project, and then this project is interconnected to the utility grid. And the goal is for local residents, businesses, nonprofits, houses of worship to quote unquote subscribe to the project. And if you subscribe to the project, you'll receive what's called distributed generation credits. And these credits will offset your energy usage and monthly spend on your utility bill. So in New York, the discount is around 10 to 15%. And that's basically it. There's no sign-up costs or fees or ongoing management from the user. All of that is done between us and the utility. So you may be asking yourself, like, who is Power Market? Why are you here? And to answer that question, we are what's called a community solar subscription manager, and we interact with utilities, the solar developer that has built the project, and subscribers like the synagogue or residents like you. We've been around for over 10 years now, and we manage close to a gigawatt of electricity. We work with around 84,000 subscribers annually. And to put a number on the amount of solar panels that we have, it's close to 3 million. And our overarching goal is to make energy more accessible, affordable to the community, as well as support renewable energy generation and usage. We work with developers all across the country from Maine to California, but most of our projects are located in New York and Massachusetts. This is the project. Jason and I gave a tour of the facility back in late fall to subscribers that were currently on the project and the College of St. Rose, Joseph's House and Shelter, and many other nonprofits, residents, and local businesses that joined onto the project. The Hope Solar Farm began operating in 2020, and right now it has 275 subscribers, but there's still space to join. To date, there's been close to $300,000 saved through subscribing to the project. And each annual household, depending on their usage, will save on average close to $600. So in terms of what the savings will look like and how this will happen, as I mentioned earlier, there will be credits applied to your bill. And these credits will offset the charges that National Grid puts on your account. And as a result, we will charge you for those credits at a 90% rate. So you'll be seeing a 10% discount. So you get two bills, but the sum of the bills correlates to 10% savings. And the good thing about Hope Solar Project is it's right now like a PPA, which means you could save even more than 10% this first year. But starting in January of 2025, it'll go back to that 10% savings that's universal across almost all solar projects in New York. So I could speak more broadly about how this process may look like later, but it's two bills, but you still save at at least 10% every month. So Jason, he interacts with the utility. Kelly, she's the one responsible for allocating all subscribers and making sure that their usage is what we think it's going to be. Danielle, she works with the utility, and I work across the board making sure that things are running smoothly. This is just 4 people at our company. Our company as a whole is close to 30. We have like a tech team, a finance team, a legal team. So I just wanted to give you some faces behind the project. So this project in particular correlates to close to 6 million fewer miles driven in a car, if you want to put a number to it, or 2.5 million pounds of coal that's now not used, and almost 4,000 trees. It's nice to see a tree metric on BiShvat. And in terms of the high-level environmental benefits of community solar, it reduces reliance on fossil fuels, as traditional power plants will burn coal, gas, or oil, which generates harmful emissions, as well as minimizes greenhouse gases, as all of the energy produced is produced straight from the sun. It improves air quality, as fuel power plants would alternatively release sulfur dioxide and nitrous dioxide, and it preserves natural resources and can even lead to land use efficiency. The Troy Solar Project, a couple years back, had sheep come and graze the grass under the solar panels, and see some type of coexistence between solar panels, the sheep. It was a beautiful sight to see. And that's basically it. And most importantly, for each subscriber that we get during this campaign, Power Market will donate $36 back to the community to fund any type of ongoing sustainability efforts that the congregation chooses to support. So this donation will be made every single time a subscriber finishes the sign-up process, and you could do that either through using the link or just generic Hope Solar and then promo code Agudat Achim. And that's it from me. Happy to answer any questions you guys may have or concerns, whatever it may be. I'm here to try and answer anything you may have. Barbie, I see a hand.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Awesome.
I currently have solar panels on my rooftop.
Okay.
Would I still be able to get a break off of this?
Unfortunately, you will not. The utility, that's one of the utility's prerequisites to making sure that you're able to join the project. If you have solar panels, then you unfortunately cannot. But any other residents or maybe a friend that doesn't have solar panels, they're still eligible to join.
But having solar is really good for the planet. Awesome, good for you.
Yes, that's
Hey, Isaac,
right.
Jason's here. Just apologies for I jumped in a little bit late, but Barbie, no, I think what you've done obviously is commendable. We frankly support those that have rooftop solar. Community solar inherently is a program that was designed to enable those that otherwise couldn't install solar, or again had older roofs, shaded roofs, lived in multifamily housing, was a resident in a in an apartment building. But obviously, the beauty of community solar as well is that for those that maybe right now don't have solar, but maybe thinking about putting solar on the roof, this is a way that they can still participate. And then once they actually do install solar, all we'll do is remove them from the community solar project. So community solar is really inherently flexible. So even if someone's like, hey, I'm thinking about putting solar on my roof next year, okay, yeah. I mean, listen, that's wonderful. But you can still participate now in the community solar program.
Okay, I own a 2-family house. I live in one of the flats, and the solar panels are attached to my power. My tenant does not have that solar break.
Yes.
So she could apply for this, correct?
Exactly right, Barbie. That's exactly right. So when we talk about like being ineligible for having solar, it's behind whatever utility account. That utility account can't participate, but any other utility account that doesn't have solar behind that meter can be eligible and participate in the program.
Okay, thank you.
Mark and Barry?
Yes, can I have, we have a summer home in Lake George. Can I have this program there also?
Absolutely. So we've got community solar projects in every single utility territory in New York. Now, Mark, what do you know? Lake George, what is that? Is that NYSEG or National Grid?
National Grid.
So we can actually enroll that project. So one of the limitations to the Hope Solar project is that because of the program itself, it's unique in that it's limited to those that live in the capital region where the Hope Solar project is. That said, we have other National Grid community solar projects that we can enroll your Lake George home to.
And the synagogue would still get credit?
We will make sure the synagogue will still get credit.
Thank you.
Sharon, I believe you had a question.
Yeah, it's Howard.
Howard, sorry.
Does that mean you're going to now become our provider for electric?
No. Community solar is not an energy supply contract. We are not an energy supplier like Direct Energy, Constellation Energy. So you would always be getting your energy, both supply and delivery, from National Grid. That will not change. This is a credit that is being applied to your bill, and you're simply paying, you know, as Isaac said, 90% the value of that credit, but in that first year, sort of a 10 cent PPA. But again, at no point are we changing how you are getting energy supplied or delivered to your home.
Well, so in other words, I'm still keeping my other supplier.
Correct. You're absolutely keeping it's right. So apologies, Howard. So if you're already with a supplier, you will absolutely keep that contract. Nothing will change. There will be nothing that you need to do with that supply contract.
Okay.
We've heard some, frankly, so, and this is though, Howard, important though, that in this first year, because the PPA rate is 10.2 cents, if your supply rate with your supplier is less than 10.2 cents, then I would say don't join the program right now, because obviously we want to make sure this is a financial benefit. But if your supply rate right now, if you look at your National Grid bill and it says that you're paying 13 cents, 15 cents, 16 cents, well, then obviously unequivocally joining now is in your benefit. So it's just important to know that we have people that are on with suppliers that frankly are paying 18 cents, like even much higher than if they just stayed with National Grid. And that's always something that I'm sure everyone on this call knows. You know, energy supply companies have historically, I would say, not been, you know, the best in sort of being transparent with kind of how their rates rise over time. And we found that there are nonprofits, churches, and residents that frankly are 3 years into their supply contract and realizing they're paying way more for energy if they'd otherwise stayed with National Grid.
Could you explain that again?
So Mark, there's this sense in New York State that you can actually get your energy supply from many different, there's what they call energy supply companies. And if you go online, you know, they'll show you a list of them. So you don't have to get your energy supplied by National Grid. Obviously, National Grid delivers your energy. They're the poles and wires utility. But theoretically, you don't need to buy your energy supply from National Grid. So those companies, they're called ESCOs or energy supply companies. And you'll see them at, you know, sometimes farmers markets. You'll see them going door to door and sort of trying to get you to sign up for cheaper energy supply. That over time, sometimes they, you know, obviously share, say, hey, sign up to get your energy supplied from us. And again, this could be a Constellation Energy, Direct Energy, Green Mountain Power. There's obviously a whole host of them. And they might get you to sign up on a teaser rate to start, but those rates might escalate over time. And at some point, it's very possible, and sometimes most often, that the rate for supply is going to be greater than if you had otherwise stayed with National Grid, right? National Grid has a rate, let's call it 15 cents a kilowatt hour. Your energy supply with an ESCO might start at 13 cents because, hey, I want to sell you on joining energy supply. It's less than what you get from National Grid. But over 3 years, all of a sudden, your energy supply with that ESCO could be 18 cents, which is obviously then greater than the 15 cents you'd be getting from National Grid. So again, it's just something to be cognizant of. Obviously, again, I don't know how many others on this call are, maybe on energy supply contracts, but it's just something that we want to make sure our customers are aware of, because while it doesn't necessarily affect us, it certainly affects our customers, and we want to make sure that they are not being taken advantage of. And we're just obviously aware that this is, something that has happened in New York State.
Thank you.
I mean, this actually happened with the synagogue. We were with UNESCO, and when I took over as being facilities director, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, we're spending a lot on electricity. And I looked, and then I got busy. I was like, wow. And I changed this back to National Grid, and because, our electricity, that all comes from our membership and donations. So I'm really excited that this should bring us down quite a bit. And so, made total sense for the synagogue, besides being the right thing, for our climate impact.
Over the years, my late husband used to go with other suppliers because it looked like such a great deal. And then he found out that it wasn't. And we ultimately always went back to National Grid. And I'm staying parked there. I'm not changing.
Yeah, Barbie, we appreciate that. And yeah, sometimes these things, they sound really great. And then you realize, oh man, and this is where community solar is sort of this notion, like there is no fine print. This is everything that we're sharing, as I know you, Susan, and others have reviewed the agreement. Again, we're really we want to make sure that this benefit is accessible to this community. As I shared with Susan early on, we have lots of churches actually that are participating in community solar across New York State. And, Isaac and myself, being the good Jewish boys that we are, we wanted to make sure that, synagogues and temples across upstate New York also, participate. So again, and as well as their congregants. So that's why we're super keen and really excited to have this campaign with you all. And obviously, if you have any sister synagogues or other, local temples and synagogues that you guys work with, and they're not aware of this, again, we welcome kind of broadening this campaign to them as well and sharing with them what you guys are doing, so that we can, further compound the positive impact.
Another question. If I speak with some of my neighbors about this, how do I get them to sign up with Power Market?
Right. Great
So
question.
And so Isaac, I don't know if you shared the link, but I mean, we do a lot of things, Barbie, through, an online enrollment. So what we can do is share with you and everyone on this call, after this call, and Susan, you probably even have it, but we can sort of send, just sort of share the enrollment website that is branded and has sort of Agudat, right there front and center, that when people click on that link and they enroll through that link, we'll know that came through this campaign, even if it's your neighbors, Barbie. Again, we're, whether it's this congregants or, your friends and family, again, we want to, as much as we can give back to the community and to the temple, we want to. So I know Isaac just put it in the chat here, but that is the link that when you send to someone and they sign up to that link, we will absolutely know that they came through this campaign.
Okay.
So we want to direct them to that.
Yeah, and that's actually also in the email that you all got. And I'll work with Daryl to put a link on our website also. So with this exact link, so that people will have access to it through the synagogue.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
I
Any
just
other-
wanted to say,
Yep. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to say thank you to Jason and to Isaac. I'm Rabbi Spitzer, and I just want to also say thank you to Susan, because our congregation is beginning, has begun over the last many months and is continuing a very big focus on our environmental impact and the way in which we can connect with the broader Jewish world's commitment to climate justice. And I think that this is a really wonderful way, both for the synagogue and for us as individuals, to sign on. ever since a while, my wife and I have been a part of a different solar project up here because we wanted to make sure that we were that our energy in our house was green, and since we don't own our house, we couldn't just put panels up on the roof. But we're definitely considering switching over to this one. We'll have to look at whether that makes sense.
Thank you, Rabbi.
That sounds good. Thanks, Rabbi.
Appreciate it. And thank you, Susan, for spearheading this project. It's been wonderful to work with you. And, you know, we're always happy to host another event similar to this one, or maybe when it gets a bit warmer, we'll come back up and give a tour of the facility.
Yeah, I think that would be great, actually. That might engage more people. And because a lot of people don't really understand how community solar works. And also just, it's, okay, all right, I'm an engineer. I love technology. So I like to walk around and go, oh, look, solar panels. But maybe that's just me.
No, I'm not an engineer,
Yeah.
Susan, and I love to see solar farms.
Yeah. My
Wind
son was,
farms.
yeah, my son was doing training out in Arizona, and we drove by. There's a big Air Force base out in Tucson, and being an Air Force base, they have a ton of land, right? Because they have those long runways, and it's like solar and solar and solar. It was, yeah, very cool. Okay, I think if nobody has any more questions, thank you all for showing up. Tell your friends, tell your congregants that, you know, this is a great opportunity. I mean, if you do the math, 10.2 cents per kilowatt, that actually is supply plus delivery. And that's a pretty good rate, you know, unless you already are doing solar. So, all righty. Thank you all. Thank you, Isaac and Jason.
Jason.
Thank you, guys. Have a
Thank you.
wonderful Sunday.
All
What do
right,
we do
bye-bye.
next? What do we
Thank you,
do
everybody.
next?
Take care.
What do we
What do you do
next?
next?
Oh,
Uh,
sign
click-
up.
go
Click
click-
the link.
Yeah, and I guess if you want to do their other one, probably there's
Oh, yeah.
on our on the link, there's also an email, so you could probably email them about your house in Lake George.
Okay.
Yes, Mark, feel free to email Isaac and myself, and we'll help you out on that property.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.